Good morning, respected teacher and classmates. My name is Julia Valencia Fernandez. I'm 27 years old. I live in Suacha, more exactly in Ciudad Verde. I, I have lived there for 2 years, more or less. And now I'm working in a company called Convergys. I work there like sales agent. And I work mm, from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And in my free time, I like practice different sports. I like practice basketball. I practice it every day in the morning to 8 o'clock. The things that I don't like are I don't like the spicy food and I don't like work on Sundays. I think that anyone like Sunday don't like work in Sunday. I my English learning process started in 2010. I started to study in the Catholic University. Um, I made an English course there, but my my English learning process stopped for two or 4 years more or less because I had a work very hard, so I didn't have a lot of time to study. But I returned to study again the last year when I started with my career of English Bachelor's. First, I started at the university, but next I changed my university for the job, of course. I now in the UNAT University. I'm so happy to study here. And I like study English by myself. For example, in the web page like Buso or Bilomocha, I like practice in this web page my English. Um, the things the songs that are more difficult for me in my English process is the listening. For me, is the more difficult skill to improve. For this reason, I think that this skill I have to work very hard. And also uh, I have a lot of expectations about this course. For example, in this course, I want to require more strategies to learn English, yeah, and so and to practice it every day. So I think that this course is going to help me to acquire more strategies that is going to help me to learn more vocabulary and um, improve my English. Mm, so continue with the first activity. I choose the question, how do we acquire a language? So to answer this question, I think that before is very important to answer what is a language. Language is a system of communication. It is the form like persons communicate their ideas and thinking um, about something. Also, it's important to consider that the different expressions meaning depend of the context that it has been expressed in order to know the real meaning of different expressions. Language is expressed through symbols, signals, and sounds. If we can manage it correctly in the different contexts, so we can say that we acquire other language. But if we want to get to this point, it's very important the process of how do we acquire language. I think that the most important to it is the expositions to the language that we want to learn. Because if we are exposed to the new language many hours a day, so the language is acquired for the practice day by day. For example, um, We can compare the expositions of one children who lives in the United States for 3 years with a boy living in Colombia who takes 6 hours of English in the week. So the little children who live in the United States will be able to understand and speak other language because the exposition to this language is more extensive, while the other boy has a little exposition to this language. For this reason, it's more difficult for him. But it isn't the only relevant thing when we are acquiring a new language. Also, the most important is your personal interest to learn it, because it will propel you to spend more hours a day to learn and practice this new language. For example, we can practice it watching films, listening English music, or for example, we can read English books or newspapers. In this case, also you can read your favorite books and try to practice the speaking with someone who speaks this language too. There is a lot of fun, but the most important is your attitude to learn and acquire it. But before, it's important to know the rules of grammar that provide you the skills to start the acquisition of new language. Summary: for acquire a new language is important a good attitude, first of all, and also a good foundation and many expositions to the new language that we want to learn. I think that if we have all these things, we will be able to acquire language. Thank you so much.